Hey everyone, Reflected here, and welcome to my yearly campaign planning video where I share my plans for 2026. I hope you've had a very happy Christmas with lots of cool flight sim gadgets and flight jackets under the tree. 2025 was an amazing year. I had 2 new campaigns released, Wolfpack 2 Overlord, a sequel to my original Wolfpack P-47 campaign. In this one, you fly with the 56th Fighter Group starting on D-Day throughout the month that follows. It's probably my best World War II campaign to date. The size of the formations alone makes it truly epic, and of course, each mission is an exact recreation of real-life events. I also released Red Flag 81-2 for the F4 Phantom, which is one of my most complex campaigns ever. This large-scale exercise comes with period-correct procedures, as well as a dynamic debriefing system, and the community seems to love it. Thank you all for the kind words of encouragement and feedback I received throughout the year. Special thanks to all the voice actors without whom none of my campaigns could have happened. Now let's see what the new year has in store for you. I've already announced my 2 upcoming campaigns. Anytime Baby, an F-14 documentary campaign where you'll fly a realistic recreation of the 12 most famous missions ever flown by the Tomcat, while the missions will also be narrated by a real-life Tomcat crews, like a real documentary, but in first person. I've already built all the missions, but I cannot finalize the campaign just yet. I need ED to release Iraq South so I can finish the OIF mission, which is a TARPS run. And I need Shiraz airbase to be on the map so I can finalize the Iranian Tomcat mission. I don't know when it's coming, so it's been put on the shelf. The campaign will also need the early 95 GR Tomcat from Idler and ideally the updated B model. If that doesn't come soon enough, I might just release it using the current B model, but then I won't be able to retroactively include the BU, because that would just add a new paywall and it wouldn't be fair. This summer, Magnitude 3 released the Corsair at long last, and I started putting my years of research into practice and built Angels of Okinawa. You will join VBF-10 and fly off the USS Intrepid during Operation Iceberg, the Okinawa campaign. All missions have been built, however, at the moment they use all sorts of stand-in units, planes, ships, and everything. I can't release it like this. I need ED to release the Pacific Asset Pack. So this project too has been put on the shelf, even though the voiceovers are being recorded as we speak. You're probably aware that I'm also planning a campaign for the F-6F Hellcat, Operation Forager, the Marianas Turkey shoot, as well as a realistic training campaign, Wings of Gold. But it also needs the asset pack, not to mention the Hellcat, so these got stuck in the planning/research phase. So with all this idle time, whenever I was not busy updating and polishing my existing campaigns, which got tons of updates this year, I started working on some pet projects that have a special place in my heart. These are not necessarily blockbuster campaigns, but missions that I always wanted to play. So in my quote-unquote free time, I pick these up and work on them a little until I can move forward with my main projects. So what are these? Well, Ugra's Cold War Germany map inspired me to build a sequel to the Jagdflieger Messerschmitt 109 campaign called The Last Stand. It's gonna be a historical fiction where you'll take command of the 9th Squadron of JG-77 in the last month of the war, fighting both the Western Allies and the Soviets, who are approaching Berlin from both sides. It will make good use of the upcoming LA-7 too. And finally, you'll fly the DCS 109 as a 109K. It's not going to be a stand-in for an earlier variant. Then again, I may just wait and see the Balkans map, which will feature a part of Hungary, and build a Hungarian 109 campaign instead. I don't know. Then I started working on a prequel to Debden Eagles called Eagles Rising. You'll join the 4th Fighter Group at Debden in late 1943, early 1944, when they flew the P-47 Thunderbolt. I know a Razorback version would be so much more accurate for this one, but ED never even mentioned they intend to release one, so there's that. Just like Debden Eagles and both Wolfpack campaigns, this one is also built on original documentation. You'll fly real-life historical missions. I really enjoy building this one. The snowy landscape is covered in dense fog, then 48 radial engines roar to life, you taxi out, wait for your turn in an endless queue of fighters. You turn on the runway, then the group sets course and climbs through the clouds. It's a majestic experience, especially in VR. Somehow, 1943 has always been my favorite year of the war, when the Luftwaffe was still at its full strength and the battles over the skies of Europe were the fiercest. And my third pet project is Fight or Die, my third Spitfire campaign, a prequel to the first two. Inspired by Jeffrey Wellham's First Light, you'll join 92 Squadron at Biggin Hill in January 1941 and fly the 12 most interesting missions they flew that year. Again, all of them are painstakingly recreated based on original squadron records, operation orders, and combat reports exactly the way they happened. I know, we need the Spitfire Mark 5B and a 109F, but listen, it's the relative performance that matters, and it's pretty close if I remove the methanol from the 109. Especially considering that these were big furballs, not 1v1 duels. Realistically speaking, I don't think we'll ever get another variant of the Spit or the 109, so let's just use what we have, shall we? I love the early war dark green, dark earth paint schemes. You'll start in the days when they still flew the old Vic formations, then they moved on to the Finger 4 in mid-May. You'll participate in the first sweeps and offensive patrols over France, and the first circus missions. You'll witness the first time a Focke-Wulf 190 is seen over France. The most interesting aspect of this campaign, however, is fuel management. They didn't have drop tanks back then, you know, and you'll be surprised how far into France they flew, all the way to Lille. You'll spend a lot of time at -2 boost and 1800 RPM. I have several missions built of all three. Please let me know in the comments which one of these pet projects I should focus on. I'm a one-man team and I can't do everything at once. And considering these take a backseat to my main projects, I really need to prioritize them based on the community's feedback. What else do I have? Well, the Balkans map was announced and I'm quite tempted to build a Viper campaign out of Aviano. The developers even offered to give pre-alpha access to content creators. However, I think I'll just wait and see. It was the same story with Orbex, and if you build a mission for a work-in-progress map, they'll likely change fundamental stuff, so you'll end up having to redo a lot of things in the mission. No thanks. Also, I poured my heart and soul into Arctic Thunder. It's my most realistic and complex modern-day campaign, the result of 1.5 years of hard work, only to find that it doesn't really sell. Probably because a lot of people don't have the Colo map. Possibly related to the online lynch mob who wanted to punish ED because Resbam breached their contract by boycotting a totally unrelated third party, Orbex, ending up hurting other third parties too, Baltic Dragon and myself. I always try to stay clear of this hysteria, but this boycott everything attitude is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in the world of flight sims. And this is all I will ever say about the matter. So as a result, no Viper campaign for you, at least, not yet. If the Balkans map is released and if it's good and if people buy it, then I will start investing my time into this project. I'm also eagerly awaiting the release of the F-100 Super Saber. I might do a fictional 1960s Cold War Gone Hot campaign set in Germany, and of course if we ever get a Vietnam map, I'm climbing back into the front seat of the F-4 Phantom. And just one more thing I'd like to say. This next part is sponsored by Pimax. I teamed up with them recently. If you want to try DCS with the clarity that you've never seen before, you can get their headsets through me with a discount. They've also got a PC VR upgrade deal right now, so if you've owned any other headset, just submit your old headset's proof of purchase, and then you unlock another special discount. And don't forget to fill in my channel's coupon code. Basically, if you buy a Pimax headset through me, you get a discount, I get a commission. Win-win. Plus, you get a discount for your old headset. If you're interested, check out the links in the video description. It's all in there. Alright, this is it. As you see, 2026 will be a very productive year. The pipeline is full of new campaigns. If I had one wish for the new year, it would be to have the same amount of support from this amazing community, so I can keep doing what I truly love, making history come alive in a study-level virtual world. Alright, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below. Happy New Year, see you in 2026.